What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And guys, I hope that you guys, hey, is the mic good? Barca volume, is the mic sound good?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, man.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Yo, big up to the chat. Big up to the channel, guys. Another Barca talk on Tuesdays. Y'all already know there's a lot of news. Y'all already know. And we're going to break it down with my guy, Barca Volume. We got Lamine Yamal talk, you know what I'm saying, coming soon. Because, it's party. Sounded a bit crazy. Ter Stegen, Hansi Flick. Bro, it looks like there's a little bit of war over there. Zaragoza links and Nkunku. All these links are having the fan base go crazy. Marcus Rashford, we'll speak a little bit on him and Diaz. But guys, before we get started, right? Big up to the chat. Guys, smash up the likes, because when you smash up the likes, the channel grows. And we are so close. I think we're 10 subscribers away from 1,200. So guys, we could get there this stream. But guys, big up to my guy, my guest, Barca Volume. What are you saying, my guy?
Not much, man. I know finally, right? The training sessions already started this week.
Yeah.
So incredible to watch all the players, and actually surreal to watch Joan Garcia train for Barcelona.
Yeah.
And guess what, man? Ter Stegen being a little wuss, man. Like, he's not wanting to participate on all these practices with Hansi Flick. Don't get me started with this guy. He's supposedly, right? Supposedly he wants to fight for his spot, but he can't do that in training. He can't do that at the gym instead of going out there and train with the boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, it's ridiculous, bro. All I'm saying, guys, right? And we'll get to that topic. That's probably towards the end, but it's like Joan Garcia. That's my goalkeeper. Listen, and I'm going to have a take that it might shock a few people, but I have a take on Joan Garcia that, listen, a lot of people might be thinking that I'm going overboard, but listen, Joan Garcia is my guy. But guys, smash up the likes and let's actually get straight into it. But I did want to actually start off, and this is not really a Barca topic, right? And big up to the chat, and I'm going to read the chat from time to time, right? But I do want to start off and actually speak about the Club World Cup. And I think you guys, everybody saw, let's be real, even if you didn't see it, you probably seen the highlights or at least the goals. But what I will tell you is that from seeing that game, brother, PSG, all this PSG hype that we were hearing, and I'm not going to lie, the PSG hype, it hurt me because Barcelona, we were so close from being that team that everybody would have talked about, you know what I'm saying, winning the Champions League. But listen, Chelsea, they dismantled PSG, who everybody's calling unbeatable. And bro, I do want to ask you about the game, but also the bigger question to me, right? Can Barcelona beat PSG? Because a lot of people are trying to talk like PSG, they're an unbeatable team. But in my opinion, I'm going to be so real with you. I think that Barcelona, that PSG that we saw against Chelsea, they still have holes. But what are you saying about Chelsea winning the Club World Cup, dismantling PSG, and just Barcelona? Can they face and take on PSG? What do you think?
Man, that's a group of ballers, man. Chelsea has a great team, and before I say anything else, man, you got to give yourself credit, because you were in the Football Mania, and I texted you, and I said, "Gay, big up for you, man," because you said Chelsea was going to win against PSG, dude.
It's crazy. Everybody thought I was a crazy man because, guys, if you don't know, I'm with my guy, Football Carnage, on his show, you know what I'm saying, Football Mania. And basically what I said, I was like the lone guy who was saying that, yo, Chelsea, bro, watch out. Everybody was saying PSG, Real Madrid, and this was ahead of the semis. And I was like, why can't Chelsea win? They play good defense. They're very organized. My only question with Chelsea is that they look a bit stale sometimes offensively, but they're tough to beat. They're a tough team to beat. And bro, they're very physical. And you guys saw in the final why I said Chelsea will be dangerous, especially for PSG, because they don't have that much physicality, especially in the midfield. So listen, hey, your boy knows ball, but yeah, go ahead. What are you saying, man?
No, what I'm saying about this game, though, is what's interesting. It's like most people will say, "Oh," and it's true. I mean, most people will say Cole Palmer. He had an incredible game. He took over the game. Don't make no mistake about it. That's the main reason why PSG lost this game. And also Cole Palmer had one shot in the middle of the box that could have just gone. That would have been a banger of a goal, and it was like maybe 1 inch from being the greatest goal of the whole tournament, and he missed it. And then after that, he makes that 2 more bangers, including, man, I watched that game. Did you watch that Cole Palmer game, the Cole Palmer goal on slow motion? When
Can
he
I say
pumps
something?
fakes Joao Pedro going down the sideline, and then he pump fakes the defender to take a shot, and then he shoots, and then he takes the shot like finesse shot. In
Bro,
oh my goodness, what
Bro,
a
Cole
freaking
Palmer,
goal!
let me tell you guys something for free, right? This is not even a Barca player. Cole Palmer is a baller. That guy, and Yao Pedro, that guy is ridiculous. And you know what? Let's be real, guys. Chelsea for Barcelona winning is low-key the best case scenario. You're trying to see PSG hype. Bro, they're trying to compare this Paris Saint-Germain team to the teams of Real Madrid, the greats, Barcelona, Pep Guardiola. I don't think it's that. I've always said I think PSG are a really good team, really good team. You compare them to other all-time teams, you got to look at the players. That team had Lionel Messi. You know what I'm saying? That team had a Neymar. You know, if you're going early Pep, bro, or even Rijkaard, that's a Ronaldinho we're talking about. Their best attacker is Ousmane Dembele, who I still think good player, but I think Enrique is carrying him, bro. And you know what's funny, bro? Like, we're gonna actually talk about the Ballon'Dor, and now people, all these Premier League fans are looking sideways, and they're like, is this the guy that everybody's saying should win the Ballon'Dor? An absolute
Yeah,
no-show,
yeah. We
passing to Ghost.
didn't even see him. It was so laughable. Like he couldn't do much. He couldn't make anything going. And I didn't finish my point on Chelsea
Yeah,
because most people are thinking, well, the Joao Pedro. And I texted RSM. RSM is a Chelsea fan.
yeah.
And I texted him, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I first watched Chelsea at the Club World Cup. And I said, you know what? This Chelsea team,
They're
you guys
decent.
have a pretty impressive team. Like, I was really impressed the first time I watched Chelsea in this tournament. And I was like, man, I literally texted him and said this. If you guys get a striker and just not a striker, but if you guys get it right, man, you guys can really have a team. And lo and behold, a week later, the news breaks that Joao Pedro was
Ridiculous.
going to Chelsea. Well, I thought it was just like, okay, so they're trying to get a
Yeah, I know.
striker, right? They're trying to get. That's what they need. Like, a lot of people knew that that's what they needed. But dude, they knocked it out of the park. That guy's a baller, man. He's been scoring
Oh
bangers
my
after
word.
bangers, dude. Like, and he's only been playing for like the first 60 minutes of
Ridiculous,
every
bro.
game, bro.
Now,
Like,
Pedro, bro. Listen, I'm wearing Brazil,
oh
bro.
my
When's
God, bro.
Barcelona gonna sign their next Brazilian?
What a
I
guy,
need Barca
bro.
after seeing Yao Pedro and what he's doing for Chelsea. I need Barca and Deco. Get me a Brazilian, bro. I need somebody. But you know what it is? Listen, I did want to shift this talk and this debate. Actually, and guys, I will get to the chat, right? I do want to talk about the Ballon d'Or situation before we speak about PSG versus Barca, right? But like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people, they're looking at this PSG team and they're like, yo, this PSG team not that great. You know what I'm saying? Now they're shifting the goalpost. That's not true. In my opinion, I think PSG, very good team. But I'm looking at the top end, and I'm talking about the Ballon d'Or. I think
Mhm.
Ousmane Dembele, in a way, got exposed. Hear me out. If he was an all-time great player, even if PSG's not on, they're not playing that well, why can't you take the game by the scruff of the neck? Look at Barcelona versus Inter Milan when we were not playing that good in that second leg and we were down 2-0 and it felt very uncomfortable. Guess what Lamine Yamal did? Give me the ball. Give me the ball. DeMarco cannot guard me. You know what I'm saying? Now they have to double team me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal versus Inter, that is a team that looked petrified, down 2-0, away from home. The crowd's going crazy. And guess what? Lamine Yamal is demanding the ball. He's saying, I am that guy. And Ousmane Dembele, I did not see that. And you know what? I'm not surprised because Ousmane Dembele, he's never been the guy who succeeds when it gets tough. And I know this firsthand because Barca volume, we've seen this.
Mhm.
Big
Mhm.
UCL nights, Dembele is nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Lamine Yamal is a guy that he's probably going to be there regardless. He's going to show up. And that's my biggest problem. Are we giving, and it sounds disrespectful, and I'll let you speak, but are we giving the Ballon d'Or to a high-end role player who's a superstar this year, but let's be real, a high-end good player, role player in a way because Luis Enrique is just getting the best out of him instead of Lamine Yamal, who's the best player in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from. Before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Caicedo on that game, the
Yeah,
Club
he
World
was
Cup,
ridiculous.
because that's what I was gonna say. Everybody's gonna talk about Cole Palmer. Everyone's gonna talk about Joao Pedro, but the game, putting Vitinha and Joao Neves with the cuffs on them, man, that
Clamps.
guy did all the dirty work in that game. He was if Chelsea didn't have Caicedo, they probably don't get it done, man, because that's the main reason why they dominated the midfield. So just kudos to that guy and the Chelsea team, who looks like, the Premier League next season is going to be insane. But yeah, going back to your point, what you're talking about, the Ballon d'Or, I think one thing that really became apparent, in my opinion, with this game and the final is, if you got to ask yourself, did we really watch the best player in the world that game? And it's not just like it's one game, like even Dembele has been scoring a one goal here, one goal there. But if you really get into nitty-gritty numbers in his performances in the UEFA Champions League, a lot of times, Chelsea play without him, and PSG play without him, and they didn't miss a beat. And is Dembele more of a product of PSG, or he helping PSG to reach to these new heights? And to me, I don't think so. I think that he's more of a product of this success the PSG has, because I've seen PSG play great without him. And when he needed him, when PSG needed him the most, right? Because that's really what happens. I can say, Messi benefited a lot of times from Barcelona having Iniesta, having Xavi.
Yeah,
but guess what? When Xavi and Iniesta weren't really there, and somebody needed to show up, and the rubber needed to meet the road, Messi was there every single time. And this is what I'm saying. When it comes to Dembele, I'm like, did I watch the best player in the world? Even when the things are not going great. Look at Lamine Yamal. When they were playing up against Inter, things were not going great in that game. We started that game 2-0. Losing that game 2-0. Lamine Yamal down the sideline makes a great play, almost scores. Then a couple moments later, he makes that incredible play where he scores. He hits that banger, right? The 2-1. And then Barcelona, before the end of the first half, they had that game tied. So that's what I'm saying. Do you have that guy, that difference maker, that guy who's going to make things happen for you? And that should have been Dembele in this game. When they started losing this game 2-0, then Dembele needed to step up and say, hey, I'm here. I'm the Ballon d'Or. Let me make a statement, right? And he was nowhere to be found. And you just know this isn't the best player in the world, because you see it, man. That's what we have eyes.
Yeah,
man.
bro,
Listen. If we're looking at my problem with Dembele as a Ballon d'Or is this: if we're looking at numbers, Rafinha has better numbers. If we're looking at performances, Lamine Yamal has better performances. So what are we looking at here with Dembele and these numbers that are basically inflated for the league on, and that nobody really cares about? And that's my only knock on Dembele.
Can I be real? And big up everybody in the chat, guys. Smash up these likes. But what I want to say is that when we're speaking about Lamine Yamal, I'm not lying to you guys. I think that we're seeing the best player in the world. Listen, I know you could say it's premature. He just turned 18. We're going to speak about his party, bro. Crazy things going on. But it's like, yo, Dembele, guys, I'm not saying this as a hater. I was a Dembele fan at Barcelona. I wanted him, even throughout the injuries, I really wanted Ousmane Dembele to stay. Summer in, summer out. So should we cash in on Dembele? He's always injured. He's not performing when it matters most. And I was like, no, give him a chance. He's talented. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying he's a role player, right? I'm not saying that he's like a guy who's a complete bum. No, Dembele is talented, bro. But the thing is that he's not that talented to like a Lamine Yamal level. I think the Lamine Yamal Dembele talent gap is big. I think that's true. And you look at the consistency. Lamine Yamal is consistent performance-wise, day in, day out. And it's like, yo, I'm going to be real with you guys. If you take out Dembele, right? And let's be real. Once again, let's go back. When the going gets tough, right? Lamine Yamal is still there. When Barcelona had their worst part of the season, guess who wasn't there? It was Lamine Yamal, right? We were losing. We had a relegation form when Lamine Yamal wasn't there. Legitimately, we couldn't get a win to save our life. You know what I'm saying? One win, I think, in 6. All right? That's without Lamine Yamal. That's an MVP type of impact, right? And listen, Dembele, if he wins the Ballon d'Or, I'm not going to get mad. Bro, he deserves it. Best player on the best team. You could go by that logic. But, yo, Yamal's got a real case, bro. Stop this. Listen, all these Madrid fans and just haters in general, I'm going to be real. Bro, Dembele, when the going gets tough, where was he for PSG in the first half of the season? I didn't see him. And honestly, where was he against Chelsea? And people can say it's nitpicking, but bro, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modric, all these guys, you nitpick them. Why? Because they're great. Because they're going to win the Ballon d'Or, right? So it's like, why can't I nitpick? A guy might win the Ballon d'Or. Of course, I'm a nitpick. So it is what it is, bro. But I mean, big up to the chat. Let me know what you guys are saying, bro. I know, hey, TKN, listen, once again, if Dembele wins the Ballon d'Or, I'm not mad. I'm not going to say robbery. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He had an amazing season. But I just think that he was a product of a great coach. Luis Enrique is an all-time coach. With that UCL, 2 trebles, he stamped himself in history. 1 might be a fluke. MSN tax. 2, no, you know what I'm saying? That is legit. Luis Enrique made Dembele in his prime. So it's not hating, but it is just the facts. But
and one thing I want to say on Dembele is this, like, you and me, like, I supported Dembele. I didn't want Dembele to leave. I thought Dembele was incredible. I thought I like his dribbles. I like what what he did on the flanks. I like, except for not finishing a lot of the plays. But the one thing that we always got with Dembele though was inconsistency. And if you ask any Barca fan, any real Barca fan who really watched Dembele played, were any of us surprised that he ghosted in this game? Like,
really,
that's the thing that I was asking myself. Like, of course, right? Dembele ghosting on a game where his team needed him the most, and just like he did against Liverpool with Barcelona in the Champions League. And that's the one thing that we don't always get with Dembele.
Whoa.
And that's exactly what happened
in
the Club
World Cup final. Listen, the World Cup final, one of the worst performances I've ever seen. The guy legitimately gets cooked by Di Maria for like 40 minutes, gives away a penalty, and he gets subbed off. And that's embarrassing before halftime. And listen, all I'm going to say is that's some people's Ballon d'Or winner. That's all I'm saying. Bro, great year. But I don't think he's a Ballon d'Or type of player. But
people are going to make this a whole, like, and don't get surprised. And this is why people say that they're gonna call robberies, right? Because the people who have the votes, all the votes, they know this, and they're not going to vote for Dembele. Watch, mark my words, it's gonna be closer than people think. That graphic you showed me about 80%, 20%, I'm telling you, this is gonna be closer than people think, and it's already like. The buzz is already like some people who have votes already. They're already saying they're gonna vote for Lamine Yamal. So I am not going to be surprised if Lamine Yamal pulls it off. I'm just dead honest telling you this, because I know that the people who actually have a vote, they're going to give the vote to Lamine Yamal, because you just know that he is the best player in the world right now. He just is.
I agree with that. Some voters, I look at some of these guys are German, by the way. So not all of these guys are Spaniards, and they're saying Lamine's the best. You look at Inter, even the players that they play, they said, who's the toughest opposition? Listen, it was Lamine Yamal, because we cannot guard him. You know, Dembele, you could not guard PSG as a whole. But bro, going back to this point, this is why I'm happy Chelsea won. PSG hype in the mud. Bro, when I was hearing it, great, celebrate your UCL. I'm not going to be a party pooper, but what I will say is that these guys gave young player of the UEFA Champions League to Doué over Yamal. Rafinha, Dembele, whatever. Give it Dembele. I don't care. You know what? You have a case. You cannot have a case for Doué over Yamal for that thing. So listen, it is what it is. But I do want to move on and speak about Lamine Yamal a bit more, because y'all already know, right? Lamine Yamal. This
the bling
guy,
bling.
You know, the streets are saying ain't no party like a Lamine Yamal party. And listen, all I'm going to say is that Lamine Yamal, hey, chat, what are we saying about this party? Because, you know, there is the rules of, right, there's obviously good rules like no drugs, but then there's weird rules like secret location rumors. And then there's also rumors about basically no phones, you can't record. And a lot of people were saying, what is going up with Lamine Yamal? I mean, yo, to be honest, I was saying his vacation, but yo, Lamine Yamal, bro, I will say this. I've been trying to defend you, bro, and don't make it harder than it has to be. But Barca Volume, what are you saying about Lamine Yamal and all this madness about the Lamine Yamal party? You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's incredible. I saw the video that he produced. It's like he really just took it to a whole new level. This party was huge. Like, I've seen a few pictures of like Lewandowski and Gavi were gambling, and that was a really cool picture. You saw that picture? That picture was really cool. So I guess like they didn't, the privacy reason, they didn't allow anyone with their phones, but there was people recording, right? Like professional cameras and things like that were contracted by Lamine Yamal, and they produced this video. I gotta say, I mean, I gotta hand it to him. It's really well produced, and some of these pictures too. They're really insane. But now, saying all of that, to me, I'm starting to worry, to be honest with you, because I've seen this movie before. I've seen Neymar. I've seen a lot of people, Mario Balotelli, just kind of losing their thing just over this party things and just having so much money and just spending all of it and just get distracted, and you get really derailed from your actual goals, which is to win the Champions League. But I do gotta hand it to Lamine Yamal. He's handled things incredibly well. I know he's being sued or by the city, right? About the dwarfs things, and like
Bro,
they
this
came out and
concept,
said
bro.
like, why are they
Worth the
talking
worry.
about like we're happy we were there and like we got invited and all that. So like this whole thing's a lot of things are going on with Lamine Yamal right now. That's the only thing. But the one thing I can tell you that I did like is that Lamine Yamal was not a second late to his first meeting with
Oh
Barcelona,
no, he
and he
wasn't.
didn't get a single minute of sleep. He went straight from the party. He had people who were going to drive him to the first training because he knew what it would have cost to be late at this meeting. And by the way, Hector Ford, who was at the
Late.
party, by the
Yeah.
way, he was really, really late for this training, and that speaks volumes of how Lamine Yamal is handling himself as well. And it looks like he can balance those two things, right?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be real. I'll just keep it short on my take, okay? Some people will be like, "Yo, but what happens if it gets worse, bro?" As long as Lamine Yamal keeps performing, and I still see my Travella passes, and I still see some bangers, and I still see that he's posting on Instagram, right, and destroying Real Madrid, bro, I don't care. Like, listen, until that fades away, and I'm like, "Yo, is this off the field stuff? Is it like hampering him?" I don't really care. But listen, bro, all I'm gonna say is, bro, I'll be real. That party sounds mad suspect. Why
Mm-hmm.
all them rules, Lamine? All I'm saying is that it's bro, dwarfs and all that, bro. Lamine, listen, relax, but it just is what it is, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. People
Mm-hmm.
are weird, bro. People get famous, they use their money. It is what it is. I feel like some people are giving it a bit too much attention, partially because there's nothing else to talk about, right? Let's
Yeah.
be real. We've
Yeah.
admitted it ever since the Nico Williams, right? Rumors, right? Ever since that saga's ended, there's really been barely anything. We've been feeding off of scraps right now ever since the Nico saga. So I'm gonna be real. I don't really care. As long as Lamine Yamal, right? You can compare him to Diddy. I don't care. But as long as this guy is performing on the pitch, bro, it's his life. Do I agree with it? Probably not. If it was my son, would I let him do it? Probably not. But that's him. You know what I'm saying? That's not me at the end of the day. So, and listen, like this comment says, not everybody is messy. Like, bro, not everybody is like a saint who's very humble. Like, let's be real. Look at a lot of the superstars that we've had, right? Ronaldinho, Neymar. So it's not like even Luis Suarez, brother. Luis Suarez has his own problems. That brother
Yeah.
might not party, but
and
you
and
guys
here's the
know.
thing
So
and here's the thing on Messi real quick. It's not about being a saint or I call him a monk, right? Like he's like a monk. He don't want
mad discipline.
a lot of times it's your personality. Like for example, like from Messi, from what I've known him, I watched every single game from Messi, right, his whole career. And what I know from Messi is like he's the type of guy who doesn't want the attention, who doesn't want people to talk about him, which was kind of ironic, right? One of the greatest players ever played and one of the most famous players people you'll ever meet. And he doesn't want the fame. He doesn't like this is the stuff
Ridiculous,
that
right?
came with him just being who he was. But I don't think Messi enjoys the fame as much as people think he does. Like he'll go to a market, right? Just a random market in Miami and hoping that he can just nobody will notice him and lo and behold everyone knew who he was and he didn't do it again, right? That was the only
Yeah,
time he did
bro,
that.
that's just Leo Messi, bro. Leo
Yeah.
Messi is like, I'm not gonna lie, that's me, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, if this channel ever pops off, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I don't want to, bro. Maybe I don't want to have like 3 mil because, like, bro, I want to go to the supermarket and I'm gonna be real. I'm messing with y'all, but am I trying to take like 5 photos, 6 photos every time I leave the house?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stop. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm in a parking lot, like you don't. There's a level of famousness, and people want to be rich. nobody really wants to be famous. Some people do, but it's a lot less. People want to be rich, but not famous. But I do want to look at this joke, bro. It's real talk. This is how rival fans, right, who are complaining, and even some Barca fans want Yamal's party to be some toddler, you know what I'm saying, 3-year-old birthday party. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm okay. I'm okay with the party itself. I'm not okay with the party being one day before the first training session. So that's the one thing that it's the timing as well that was a little off there too at the same time. So it adds a little bit more to it. So I'm just glad that Lamine Yamal was not late to this training, because if he had been late, then it would have been a big deal.
Yeah, he's never been late to a training. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yo, Zuriel, relax. But what I will say, give me 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I might be at the next Lamine Yamal when he's turning 23 party. Listen, it might happen, but we'll see, bro. We'll see. But guys, I do want to
I may make it to his big 3-0.
Hey, 30? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Lamine at 30, he's probably gonna be a lot more mature. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do it all. Look at Neymar right now. He was wilding when he was young, when he first got the money, and then now he's a lot more relaxed. It's the common cycle of when you get a lot of fame and you get rich early. What happens is that once you're 32, you've seen it all. You've done it all. You've done all the crazy parties. So then you're more relaxed. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it be. So listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie, big up to everybody. But let's go. Let's move on, bro. I do want to move on, and let's actually speak about transfer rumors, because we spent 30 minutes speaking about absolute waffle with Lamine Yamal party, right? With the Ballon'Dor debate, right? Let's actually speak about some news, right? And basically, what I do want to say is that Christopher Nkunku, right? Now we're getting linked with him. And basically, if Rashford, if that deals fall through, right? Barcelona as a backup option might get Nkunku. What are you saying about Nkunku, the links? In my opinion, let me just say it really quickly. I don't really like the links. I don't think, bro, Nkunku, Barca volume, he's very injury prone. In my opinion, more than Dani Olmo. Last season, this guy, bro, legitimately, he sneezes the wrong way, out for 2 weeks. So, bro, I can't do that. Like, I can't have another player who's more injured than Dani Olmo last season. So, in my opinion, this is not even a good backup option, in my opinion. But what are you saying about Nkunku? He's talented, but
dude, have you started to notice that the Deco out has officially been out there now? I can see the chat right now.
The Deco out to the top, bro. Listen,
and not just I'm not calling out the chat. This is like Twitter, right? X, all over the place. Yeah. Even in my in my show I did yesterday, people were calling Deco out, and I've seen Deco out a lot lately, and it's crazy because I've been speaking highly of him, but I gotta admit, it's becoming really hard to defend him now, because if I go back to before we went after Nico Williams, right? We were supposed to, I guess it was Luis Diaz, and they had the whole game plan, right? We knew who we were gonna get. So my only thing here is like, okay, we are all over the place. We have here Zaragoza. We hear this kid in Goku and Koku. What's his name?
Yeah,
Nkunku, yeah. And then we've heard like Rashford. We've heard like Nico Williams. We've heard so many people on that left wing, and even Lookman. After I made a video about Lookman, I started hearing the rumors for Lookman as well. So it's like, bro, like Nusa, right? So like, we are all over the place in this whole thing. Like, can we just have one guy and just let it be known we are after that one guy? But this board of directors, dude, they cannot get this thing straight. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like everyone are divas and everyone wants to get their way, and that's why nobody knows who they really want and who is really the guy who is supposed to strengthen the team next season. Is starting to get into my nerves, because, dude, like, can we just get one person? Like, for example, like Real Madrid, they wanted to go after Dean, they got him. They wanted to go after Carreras, they got him. They wanted to go after any player who they really want. They're going after it, and it's not like every single option it's a leak.
I know what you're trying to say.
It's like, dude, can we just have the Rashford rumor be that rumor and just, okay, we are trying to get Rashford and just get it done? Like, even if I don't want Rashford, even I've been on record saying I don't want Rashford, but like, this notion that we are all over the place with this left wing position, it just makes me go crazy, bro. And honestly, to answer your question, I don't like this kid from Chelsea, to be honest. And I'm actually happy that we declined, because they wanted, I guess they wanted like a swap deal with Fermin Lopez.
They wanted to do a swap deal with Fermin, and then now they're just like, see, this is how the thing, bro. Fermin, listen, bro, Fermin's good, bro. At the end of the day, right? Forget about Fermin. It's not even about him, bro. Bro, now they're offering him like on a low deal to us. Bro, why do you think they're offering, bro? This is like even worse than Rashford, bro. At least Rashford, there's some reports of 40 million. This will be cheap for a reason. You know what bro, listen, there's a saying in football, right? And Barcelona need to be careful. There's a saying, right? Famous saying, buy cheap, buy twice. And the reason why is because cheap does not always equal good. Yeah, you might get lucky with an Aubameyang, right? You might get lucky every now and then. But
that's the nice thing about Real Madrid.
Right? But, dude, Nkunku, yo, Deco, listen, what is in your water, bro? Listen, Nkunku, bro, I'm telling you guys, if you guys think Dani Olmo is injury prone, Dani Olmo is about to have a brother in the hospital bed right next to him all the time. Bro, I can't have another injury prone player at Barcelona and a guy that is not extremely talented. It's not a prime Neymar who's injury prone. Nah, bro. Less of that. I think Deco, I'm going to be honest. I've already said I'm low-key Deco out. You know what I'm saying? I said unless if this guy legitimately.
I'm starting to feel the same way.
You know what? And the only thing that Deco has done very good that I'll say is the contract renewals, to be honest. I have to give him credit on that. But I'm going to be honest. I said if Deco wants me to be Deco in, bro, you have to prove yourself. You gotta get me.
We just let go of that kid to Fiorentina for like 1 million, bro. And he was
best.
a lot of scouts regarded him. I think it was I saw a report. There was 2 scouts that actually thought that he had the makings of Van Dijk. Can you imagine if that kid turns into something like that?
I think he's gonna be good.
That would be an all-time screw up, dude. That's what I'm saying. And honestly. And somebody here in the chat just mentioned the Diaz smokes again. They're resurfacing. Yeah. It's Deco's number 1 option. Well, let me tell you something. Deco's number 1 option. The Bayern Munich just gave an offer to Liverpool for 65 million euros, and they declined it, like instantly declined this offer. And apparently they don't even want the 80 million that we were talking about, that he cost so much. Oh, Luis Diaz cost so much because he's 80 million euros in the transfer market. No. They won 100 million euros for this guy. This is fucking ridiculous, bro. And the fact that we are still clinging to this idea, and the leaks are that Deco's number 1 option, it's still Luis Diaz, dude. I need to punch that guy in the freaking somewhere, dude, like in the freaking mouth or something.
This is why I was fair, bro, because people are saying mad Deco, and I'm Deco out. I've already said I was Deco out before this window, and I said the only way, I'll give you a chance, give me the best transfer window since that 2022 window where we got Lewandowski, Koundé. I need to see legitimately 3 guys that are serious. We got 1, Yaun Garcia. I need to see 2 more guys that are serious. I didn't think our finances were going to be that bad, but still, I'm very unconvinced. And this is my problem. Fair enough. Our finances are tough, but then why are we so hell-bent? We only want Diaz. Aren't we broke? Listen, what happened to a Barca volume? What happened to being broke? What happened to we have to work with what we got? Well, then why are you going for Diaz with big money? So, like, they're basically contradicting themselves. That means I think Barcelona, they've got money, but they only want to use it on a guy that they're sure is going to be good. And sure, Diaz is going to be good, but I'd rather go cheap for the winger, actually, and go big for the striker next year. Because I'm not sure if Diaz is going to be like a Rafinha, Yamal, amazing right away, top end. 100 million? Listen, less of that, bro. I'm hanging up the phone, and that's a bluff. In my opinion, I can't believe Deco is still entertaining it. We saw more rumors today, and I'm like, yo, listen, bro. Deco, I'm not going to lie, bro. I said you're on thin ice, bro. That ice might have broke. Like, real talk, guys. Big up to the chat. Smash up the likes, but I mean, what are you saying about this, bro? It's kind of getting spooky.
This is ridiculous, man. The fact that, okay, we would have problems registering a player that was 65 million, the 62 million release clause from Nico Williams. And now the leaks are 100 million for Luis Diaz. Like, what are we saying? Like, what are we talking about? Like, are we broke or do we have money? I just want to know,
Exactly.
because that's the one thing that I hate about Barcelona, is that they don't really tell us what is going on. They always want to like sugarcoat it and just think that they can just gaslight us into like the fact that we are freaking broke. Okay, so it's like, what are we doing? Are we going for Zaragoza? Are we trying to go shop at a yard sale, or are we actually going to the mall and actually try to buy something that actually is worth the money? Because that's what I'm saying here. Like, I'm seeing two things. One person, Deco, right, who wants Luis Diaz for 100 million euros. Are you kidding me? Are you gonna go?
Ridiculous.
Are you about to go into a bidding war with Bayern Munich?
Who's got
Bayern
money?
Munich already would have acquired Luis Diaz, and I bet you 1,000% that this is what I'm saying. You got to be a smart team when it comes to selling players. Okay, so this is what Liverpool is looking at. Okay, they leaked the story out that they want to get Etiquette, right? They want to get that striker,
Yeah.
right? So they're brilliant. Okay, they're brilliant because what they're doing is, okay, they're looking at two teams, at
Facts.
Bayern Munich and Barcelona, and they know Barcelona gets desperate all the time, and Barcelona has a new stadium. They're gonna need something to shine, something new to shine at the stadium, right? So they know. So what are they saying? They're basically turning down the offer from Bayern Munich so that Barcelona enters the race, and they want to get them to beat each other out. And they are putting the story that 100 million, right? They probably know that they're not going to get $100 million.
They
Okay,
want the
they
80.
probably
They
know
want
that
the 80, bro.
they want the 80. That's the thing. So they're being smart about it, and I can see them how smart they are. Look, they went to Newcastle and said this. I saw the story today, and it's like, okay, this is brilliant. They said, Newcastle, you know what? We want Isak, and
Exactly.
I know Isak is expensive, but here's the thing: sell me Isak, and I know he's not for sale, and we're gonna break the bank on Isak. Okay, we're gonna give you guys a great deal. But if you don't, we are going to overbid you on Etiquette, right? So
Yeah, I seen that, and it's
that's
genius,
basically
bro.
what dude. That's brilliant. That's when you know you have a great front office who knows what they're doing. So they're
And you know what
basically
it is?
they're putting
Barca,
Newcastle up against themselves and like try pick your poison. What do you want? You want to sell it to me, or you want me to overbid the player you really want right now?
you know what it is, bro. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Liverpool are a team that they've played us before with Philip Coutinho. Like, why are we acting like these people? They sell very well. Well, I don't think we're gonna be on the good side of this deal if it ever happens. Like, bro, they rejected 67 million from Bayern Munich. Guys, move on. Deco, you just seen that. This is news that just broke. 67 from Bayern. So don't come back. Now you're gonna have to pay at least 70. And
Yeah.
honestly, there's a bidding where Bayern look like they want him. That's their second bid. Bro, listen, this is the first time, genuinely, Andrew, this is a facts comment. Bro,
Yeah.
I'm thankful. Thankfully, I'm
If
broke.
we had the money, Deco probably already sent the
Oh
check.
my word. If we had money, this deal would
What
have
an
happened.
idiot,
Guys,
man.
I'm not gonna lie. Deco, yo, I'm so happy we're broke. This is the first time probably I am, because let's be real. This is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like no offense, bro. It's like a gold digger. But guess what? I don't got nothing. I'm homeless. So are you gonna get a lady that actually likes you? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, bro. So listen, I'm gonna be real. Barcelona, we just got to move on. And then what are you saying quickly about Bryan Zaragoza, those links? Because a lot of people are not messing with Bryan Zaragoza. And I'm actually surprised because, I mean, he cooks us. Like I always say it, whenever we play a Bryan Zaragoza team, I always say death, taxes, and Bryan Zaragoza absolutely cooking Barcelona. Jules Koundé can go, bro. Jules Koundé can guard everybody. Jules Koundé can lock up any winger, but when he sees Zaragoza, he's petrified. Like, it doesn't make sense. And this guy's listen, in my opinion, he's becoming a world-class right back. So I'm not for Zaragoza, but if we can't get nobody else, bro, bring me Zaragoza. It's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I will say this. I would be very disappointed. I would be disappointed.
Hell no, dude. I am gonna be so worked up if we get Zaragoza. What are we? Are we shopping at yard sales now? Are we just shopping to see which pieces can actually fit the kitchen? Like, what the hell is this? Like, dude, why are we? What kind of club? We gotta set the tone here. What kind of club are we? Are we bringing in just to see which pieces can fit in this offense now? Like, I'd rather have one or two kids from La Masia to see what they can do. Because if we're gonna get Zaragoza, we might as well just keep Ansu Fati, bro. Like,
bro.
this is
I
what
think
I'm.
you went too far there.
No,
Zaragoza,
no,
I'm gonna be
no.
real.
Dude,
He's not
Zaragoza, he
trash.
only plays great up against Barcelona. That is it. You know
Yeah,
what?
no, I agree.
In the last 20 games, he had one goal, bro.
I agree.
One goal in the last, bro.
And
That one
guess who the
goal
goal was against?
against
Guess who the goal was
Barca.
against? Against
Jesus
Barca.
freaking
This guy is
Christ,
the
man.
ultimate Barca killer, and we always have this every
Dude,
era. Right
John
now,
John Bardghji, that's the kid that I want to see over Bryan Zaragoza. I'll just put it to you like
I'm
that.
gonna be so honest with you guys. Zaragoza, you know why I'll be disappointed? It'll be two things. Because number one, you promised us. Let's be real. We thought we were gonna get at least Diaz for a reasonable price or Nico Williams. That's what it was
Mhm.
looking like. But bro, this means two things. I think the club's finances are still suspect, which is a
Yeah.
problem in the future. And also, Zaragoza right now, can he help us win? Yeah, but not to a degree of, let's be honest, Diaz, I don't really like the deal, but Diaz or Nico would have helped us win, like price aside. So this is the problem with Zaragoza. Is he even good enough to really displace Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, or is there going to be a big drop off? So that's the problem with him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be real. Deco, bro, and this is the problem. If we don't get a signing, at least by the first La Liga game, bro, I'm telling you guys, the pressure will continue. And bro, I was Deco out, but I'm on the nicer side of Deco out. I'm gonna give you a chance. Some guys are not giving him the chance. So listen, Deco, what I would say is this is my ultimate take on the left wingers, and we'll speak a little bit about Rashford next. But Deco, save yourself, and while this left winger saga will drag, because it will, right? Let's be real, right? Get yourself a right back. Get yourself the fans to speak about something else so people do not have mad ammo to shoot you down with. Get a right back or get a left back, and then we can come back to the saga. These left wingers that nobody wants, every team is avoiding. Bro, this is Ross. Bro, this is a clearance section in a store. This is, you know what I'm saying? What do they say in Ross, bro? Dress for less. Barcelona are shopping at, you know what I'm saying, a discounted aisle, bro.
We're overthinking the room. Honestly, like, we don't even need to overspend. This is why I want to know if we're actually broke or do we have money? Because if we have, okay, let's say we have money, right? Let's say, okay, I have 60. I actually like this story came out with the Nico Williams, right? That if Barcelona signs Nico Williams, they may not be able to sign anyone else. That's all I need to know. Okay, we have 62 million to spend, right? Okay, so we have 62. Can we get Ademola Lookman for 40? And then with the other 20, can we get Grimaldo? That's it. Why are we overthinking the room? Like, we don't understand.
Well, hold on. But don't you guys agree? Don't you agree? And also the chat. Okay, if you're Deco, and let's be real, like, why don't you just go and just listen? This left wing situation taking too long. Get a fullback. Just get a fullback first. It's also a bigger priority, in my opinion, the defense. Why don't you help yourself? But it feels like we're so fixated. We need an attacker. We need a bling bling signing. By the way,
and if we don't have money, okay, then why don't we just get Rashford on a loan? So stop overthinking the room and just get it done. The sooner we do this, especially the Rashford. Okay, I'm a Rashford. I'm a Rashford out type of person. I don't want a Rashford, but for my own reasons, right? I don't think we're in the business of resurrecting players. I think we're in the business of winning. I don't want Flick to just start trying to see what he need to do to bring back Rashford to his biggest level, right? I'm not into that. I want players who I know what I'm gonna get. But if we have to get Rashford, we must get him now. I'm not okay with Rashford coming in, but if he comes in, he needs to come in now. The sooner that he can get into training, the sooner that he can start training with Flick, the better he's going to be. So I am going to be so bummed out that if at the end of the day, we bring him in at the end of the transfer window, which is literally the worst case scenario with bringing a player like this.
You know, I'll be real. I'm already said it. Bro, I said this from the start. Guys, this is how I know my football club. I know my football club inside out, bro. I know how they operate. I said that this Rashford saga, if it happens, I said it's going to happen in the last 2 weeks of the window. Because Barcelona, let's be real, bro, Deco doesn't want Rashford. Guys, we've seen some reports. Bro, I really doubt Hansi Flick. This guy believes that if you're an attacker, Hansi Flick believes that he could get a job out of any attacker in the world, right? Bro, Jan Laporta has never really said no to signings. He was cool with Felix. He was cool with Vitor Roque. He's cool with anything, right? I think that Deco is stopping Rashford. And listen, bro, at the end of the day, I always say it. Am I a Rashford fan? Am I a Rashford fan? Do I love it? Not really. But I do think that he would actually do good under Hansi Flick. He's not a bum. Listen, he's playing like a bum right now because he's at Man United, who are disabled. Listen, they're not organized. Their coaches, all of them are mediocre, right? Even Jose Mourinho was one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest. I think that Marcus Rashford at Barca, I think he could cook. I think it could be an Aubameyang type of thing. And listen, Aubameyang was washed up too. They were calling him a locker room problem at Arsenal. We picked him up. He started cooking. I'm not going to say it's the same, but it's not the end of the world if Barca are truly don't got money. If we're broke, just go for Rashford.
Aubameyang is a baller, though. That guy was a baller. Like he actually had an amazing stretch in Borussia Dortmund where he was playing amazing. I haven't seen Rashford play like this for Man United. Like I've seen Rashford in like bits of it. Like watching Rashford is like watching highlights. You only see a few moments, right? As a janitor. Like,
bro, he said as a janitor, yo, TKN. This guy's probably the biggest guy who doesn't want Rashford. Fair enough. I've already said it's not my cup of tea. Can I be real? Even Nico wasn't really my cup of tea. People would get shocked. I wanted like a Kvaratskhelia. I want a guy who can dribble.
Buy his shirt. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that was for vibes, bro. We won the Euros, bro. But listen, my type of guy is Kvaratskhelia. I've said this before I had a channel. Like, I really think Kvaratskhelia is like a Ribery region. I think in a lack of talent of football right now, Barca missed out on Kvaratskhelia. He's a baller.
Yeah.
Nobody could say anything about it. And listen, we missed out on him, and we're just trying to get the next best thing. So it is where it is, bro, right? Barcelona, at the end of the day, people are saying, look, man, there just hasn't been enough links, bro. Let's be real. And I do want to move on and say this, right? Before we speak about the next topic, right? Bro, La Masia is carrying Barcelona. Because we
would be like dead in the water.
Absolutely
Atletico Madrid would be the first number 2. Real Madrid will be number 1. Atletico will be number 2. We would be 3 or 4 without La Masia. Definitely.
Bro, La Masia is absolutely carrying Barcelona. Guys, this might be a window where once again last summer it wasn't convincing, right? Let's be real. And there's a reason why some rivals call us child labor FC, because we always get bailed out. You know, Dembele leaves. We have no dribbler. Lamine Yamal comes out of nowhere, right? We don't have a left back. We didn't spend on it. How the heck at that time we needed a left back. Alba was not good. Bro, Alejandro Balde turns into one of the better left backs in the world. That's an absolute bailout of epic proportions.
This is why I was so bummed out that Ansu Fati didn't find his best form. Because can you imagine if we had Ansu Fati at the 9? And we had Rafinha on the left and Lamine Yamal on the right and Dani Olmo, dude. Come on, man. Like,
and this is the thing, bro. Like, I think that La Masia, bro, listen, I love it, but I don't like to rely solely on La Masia. It shouldn't be your plan A, maybe a plan B. But once again, I know that a lot of people are saying it's a golden generation. But, bro, Joffrey Torrentes, his thing, at least Balde is there, right? Virgili, I don't want to rely only on Virgili. I think that's super suspect. Do you trust him?
I've seen him. I see him a few highlights of both of these guys. They look pretty good, actually, better than I expected. I want to see both of them in the preseason. Hopefully, Hansi Flick finds some minutes for these kids because I want to see what they can bring to the table. Like, who knows? Like, maybe that'll stop this whole notion that we're gonna get a left winger. Because I know Virgili, that he's a left winger, so we would have to see. But I don't know if they're ready yet. But I cannot tell you otherwise. But honestly, what I'm looking at is that at the fact that how La Masia just keeps coming through time and time again, and hopefully we'll see it. We'll see it right now. And I know, like it's not sexy, right, to go for La Masia. We should be a rich club. We should have so much money just by selling good players to everyone. Because we don't know how to sell. And that's the main problem that Barcelona has right now. I don't understand why, but we just don't know how to sell. And especially we have these like we have this idea that if we let a player go, he's gonna be a baller, right? And we have an issue with that, and that's my only issue with Barcelona when it comes to La Masia players, to be honest with you.
Now, bro, listen, Joffrey can definitely jump Gerard Martin, but my point is that, like, I just don't want to rely on what's it called, La Masia. Listen, it sounds weird to say, but we're at the point where we're not a bum team anymore, bro. Barcelona, we're a serious team. We're a team that we're a top 3 team in Europe. Let's be real, right? We should have high expectations. Are you guys gonna trust Jan Virgili, right? Who's very young, first breakout season, bro, away at the Allianz and like Bayern Munich, second leg, UCL semifinal. Like, bro, I'm going to be honest. The squad planning from Deco, this is what I'm saying. And I'm seeing it. But, bro, it's not a smart idea. Barcelona are just getting lucky. That, let's be real, I'll call it out. These La Masia kids, they got cojones. These guys are dogs. They're ready to step up. But, bro, not every single one is going to turn out like that. And we just got to always be ready. But it is what it is. La Masia, great thing. But I always say it should be our plan B. If somebody breaks out, bro, if they're good enough, there's going to happen. But it is what it is. You got any thoughts on that before we move on?
No. I think we're good. I mean, I like I said, I've seen Torrens. I've seen a lot of people like Torrens. I've seen, when what I've seen, he looks good. Like I said, Virgili, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of Roony as well. So I'm really excited for this preseason to just kick off to see what Hansi Flick has under the sleeve. I hope that Hansi Flick has had time to watch these kids and actually give them time, because I know I wanted Hansi Flick to give Pablo Torre more time, and he just never did. And a few times that he did, Pablo Torre did play incredibly great. So I know that La Masia is always coming through, and this is all what I'm saying. Like, we don't have to get a big name. This is why I'm so glad we don't have the money to spend on Luis Diaz, because Deco would have spent it already. So I don't want us to go all out. Like, especially like right now, we just need depth. We're just overthinking the room. We just need depth. That's it. We don't need a big name. We don't need right now. Maybe next season is that season where we take things to the next level and actually get a great striker like Isaac, like Julian Alvarez, and maybe we can get more reinforcement next season. This is why I just want to know the financial status of the club.
Yeah, but listen, it is what it is, guys. Guys, chat, let me know about La Masia and any updates, any guys that you guys think could be good. But I do want to speak about, and bro, I always hate talking about this topic, but bro, big news came out. It's probably the talk of the town right now in Barcelona, because Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, they're calling it a tug of war with Hansi Flick, basically, and he skipped the first training session. And not just this is an update. Apparently, this is the third time that he has skipped the training 3 different times, and he's staying in the gym. He's not training with the team. He's staying after the gym work, he's staying in the gym, and everybody else is going out to the pitch. And in my opinion, I've told you guys, I said it firsthand, this is going to get ugly. This is going to get ugly, because it's not like a player like Pablo Torre where you just say, yo, brother, we're going to sell you. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the plans, and you move. It's not that. Ter Stegen has an ego. He's been here. You know, this is some baggage. He's a veteran, right? And in my opinion, I'm looking at this Ter Stegen situation. I'm like, you just have to go more. You're giving Hansi Flick, the board, more fire to get rid of you. And I knew this was going to happen. And Ter Stegen, I'm going to be so real with you. Bro, I don't know. What do you think Hansi Flick thinks about this? Because, man, it's pathetic, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely pathetic, man. Like, he was supposed to. Well, I just want to know. I just want to ask Ter Stegen one thing, because he said he wanted to fight for his spot. And he had a meeting with Flick. He was extremely upset about this meeting with Flick. What were you expecting, bro? What were you expecting? No, this would have been like if my friend would have told me, right, that his girl broke up with him, and she already like moved out of the house. She's already dating other people, and my friend is upset because the girl told him he don't want him no more. Like, that's literally the same thing that happened to Ter Stegen. Like, he's upset about the meeting with Hansi Flick, but at the same time, it's like, dude, Barcelona got another goalkeeper in Joan Garcia. They resign Chesney, right? And we also have Iñaki Peña there. And somehow, some way, you're still upset about what happened at that meeting with Hansi Flick. What did you think that Hansi Flick was going to say? Hansi Flick was going to say you were going to be the number 3 goalkeeper, and you still in denial. and you're letting the story leak that you want to fight for your number one spot. Okay, are you gonna fight for that spot in the gym when everybody's out there training and on the field? Like, I just want to ask him, really, what are you trying to get at? What's your end goal here? What do you want to do? I know you're bluffing. If you stay, you're just gonna be on the bench. I know you don't want to be on the bench, so might as well just leave right now. The sooner you can get into another team with another game plan, the better off you're gonna be, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm looking at this situation, bro. It's gonna get uglier, bro. It's legitimately gonna get uglier. Ter Stegen, I told you guys, like, it's not like Inaki Pena. If Inaki Pena does this, Hansi Flick will just banish him, bro. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? But Ter Stegen's a big player, so, bro, I'm gonna be real. The thing is that this is kind of wussy, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like, what are you doing? Like, bro, are you really that scared of training with the team? Do you not want to see Jan Garcia face to face and do some training session with him? Like, bro, are you mad that Hansi Flick is going to tell you in private, like, you got to bounce right now? Like, I'm going to be real. Like, Ter Stegen, just as a man, bro, you know what? Just do face-to-face things, bro. Like, I'll be real. Ter Stegen, I don't know. Your image is going to be damaged too. Even the German national team, they might look at this and be like, yo, maybe we should even start this guy because, you know, when his time is up, because after that World Cup, they'll probably move off of him and they'll probably be like, yo, maybe this guy, the fall off is going to be weird. It's going to be a bit difficult. I'm just tired of Ter Stegen. Simply put, I'm tired of him, bro. But,
dude, I am so tired of him, and it's exhausting. I hate that this thing has gone way above and beyond. And I know this is just getting started, man. Like, he's under contract for 40 million. So that's the only leverage that Ter Stegen has over Barca right now, the 40 million clause or the contract thing for the next, 2-3 years or something like that. It's a lot of money. But at the end of the day, Barcelona, it's willing to offer like 30 to 40% pay if he just wants to terminate the contract and another team can pay him. But he wants to just stick to his guns. But we're just going to see who has the better upper hand here, because can Ter Stegen take a whole season under the number 3 goalkeeper as a number 3? I don't think so, bro. I don't think he has the guts to do it on a World Cup year. I just don't think there's no way. No way.
Nah, bro, it's horrible. And, bro, like, there's more reports of it. And I'm like, dude, like, basically, like, once again, like, I think this one's from today, bro. And it's like, once again, and this is the thing. Danny Rodriguez, he broke his arm. It makes sense. He's in the gym. Even Marc Bernal, off an ACL, he's back on the pitch. He's training. Marc Bernal is back, guys. But it's like, Ter Stegen is out here, bro. This guy's hiding in the gym. And no offense, bro. Ter Stegen, you're not he's not a big hench brother like Lewandowski, who I know he's putting work in the gym. Like, what is he doing in the gym? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real. No, like,
I think it's a little awkward too. I think he doesn't want to face Joan Garcia. He don't want to talk to him. I know he said a few things like, we have 3 goalkeepers in the roster, and like, I'm staying before the Joan Garcia sign, and then Joan Garcia signs. I don't know. This is I think he's being awkward about it. Like, he don't want to face somebody who he talked about, maybe drop some hints or whatever. Like, I don't know what's the deal here, but I just know that he just entitled brat. He thinks that he's still the number 1 guy. He thinks that, oh, I'm a captain here, I'm a captain there. Yeah, you're a failed captain. You didn't want to celebrate with your club. You didn't want to speak to your club. You didn't want to address. So at the end of the day, like, what's the point that you're a captain, bro? Like, what?
No, like, real talk, bro. And it's like, bro, this is a great comment. Big up Andrew, because we have a great locker room atmosphere. It's facts, bro. This is the thing. He's one of the only guys that could affect the chemistry. The people who don't want Rashford, fair enough. That's one of their reasons too. But, bro, like, right now, currently, it's really just Ter Stegen. Maybe Inaki Pena. But, bro, Inaki Pena will leave the football club. Ter Stegen's the only guy.
No, yeah, I agree with this comment. You can see everyone's the aura, right? We can see everyone at Lamine Yamal's party, and you can see that the players are unified. Every time you see all the players doing one thing together, like the blonde hair thing, that's something that it's much ado about nothing, but it's something, right? It's not everything, but it's good. Something, and it's saying it's good for the chemistry. And you can see that players are happy. Everybody it's teamwork. Even Gavi, who hasn't got a lot of playing time, he's playing it really cool. He likes the team. He wants to be here. You can just see it, bro. And with Ter Stegen, it's exactly the opposite. I totally
Yeah, bro.
agree.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I'll be real. Like, I know this is off topic, but it's like Gerard Martin in the gym. This brother needs to stay in the gym. What Dumfries did to him, stay in the gym, bro. Come on, listen. I actually like Gerard Martin. I just don't think he's good enough for Barca, but it is what it is, right? But I do want to end off with this. Marc Bernal, like I said, he's already back. Marc Bernal, listen, guys, get your popcorn. Listen, this is the guy. They said Lamine, they said Cabarsi, they said Marc Bernal. Those three guys, they said were generational. And in my opinion, I'm looking at Marc Bernal. They're saying by late August, early September, bro, he's going to be fully cleared. It's not going to be like a Gavi situation because he's tore his ACL earlier, that he's going to be mid-season playing finally the latter half. He's going to be back. And you know what? Maybe by the second half, he's going to be starting because he tore his ACL way earlier than Gavi did, you know, in the terms of the season. But I'm looking at it. Marc Bernal, and I just have one question to you, basically, right?
Yeah.
Marc Bernal, do you think that, and in the chat too, do you guys think that Marc Bernal can be a starter for FC Barcelona later in the season? This season, not next. If I say 3 years, it's too easy. But this season, do you think that, because some people are saying, hot take, he's going to start over Frenkie de Jong later in the season just because he's an actual CDM. But what are you guys saying in the chat? Marc Bernal, Pedri, could we see it like later in the season, April time? Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be honest. Like this thing right here with Marc Bernal, he might be the most exciting player to watch next season, and he's the most intrigued personally. That's the player that I really want to see. Like if I see a day before that Marc Bernal is going to start in Asia, right, the first preseason game. If Hansi Flick starts Marc Bernal, dude, I'm dead honest with this. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. to watch Barca. So I want to see him play live in the moment, right? Because I know that I'm going to be watching these games when I wake up. Like I right now, with the baby and all, like I'm waking up at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m. So to me, this is normal right now at this moment. So if I know that Marc Bernal is going to start, that's just how much in regards to Marc Bernal, that's how much I grade him. That's how much I want to see him, because I was so bummed when he got injured, because I was loving his game. I like what I was seeing, but it's going to be incredibly tough to dethrone Frenkie de Jong. He had an incredible season. He's in incredible form. He found his aura. He knows what Hansi Flick wants him to do. That's the only thing that's going to be really hard for Marc Bernal. And him coming in from an injury such as an ACL is not easy. So he's has a tough ladder to climb, to be honest with you. I just hope that Hansi Flick can insert him into some games and give him time and more time, and think more in terms of after Frenkie de Jong, like maybe next season, the season after that, something like that, if he's patient enough. But I have seen a lot of great things of Marc Bernal. Like I'm dead honest telling you, like if he starts the first game, I'm getting myself up in the morning. I'm telling you.
Look at the chat how they're speaking about him. Certified superstar, Busquets profile. Like this guy thinks he could start over Frenkie. Like it's not just me throwing out BS. Like it's actually, some people are saying there's an outside chance that they believe that he could start over Frenkie later in the season. I'm going to be real.
I just want to tell people to be careful with that, because history tells us the ACLs takes a toll on players. It's not going to be easy. The worst case scenario for him happened last season, which is the ACL injury. ACLs are very extremely hard, and I want people to just be patient with him. If he starts, if he plays and he doesn't do that well, just look at Gavi, right? Gavi, it took him a long time to get back, and when he did get back, there was already other players that were ahead of him and the pecking order. So like Hansi Flick already had his team by the time he started to get back into form. So that's another ladder. You got to climb up your level first, and then you got to earn your spot. That's the thing that's going to happen to Bernal. He's going to have to get back to his level, and then he's going to have to bench Frenkie de Jong. So that's not going to be easy. Frenkie de Jong is playing really, really well.
He's playing amazing, bro. He played as one of his best football the last 2-3 months of the season. I thought he was a hot take better than Pedri the last 2 months of the season. But I'm not going to lie. Andrew's saying he has more potential than Pedri. I think it's just because Bernal's profile is so rare. That's why people are hyping him up. And I just can't wait. You know what it is? It feels like whenever we speak about Marc Bernal, you know how like, bro, you know like spicy food. When your mouth just starts like, it starts salivating because you already know it's going to be fire, but it's a bit spicy. That's what I feel about Frank. I'm like, yo, I cannot wait.
You know why I'm so excited about Marc Bernal? It's because of his profile. Yeah, I told you at the beginning of the show, I praise Caicedo, right? I don't know how many people are praising Caicedo this morning, but I praise Caicedo. And Caicedo is the player that does the dirty work for Chelsea. That's how much of a different of an impact it's going to make. And that's why I asked Barca boy yesterday, like, what are you thinking, like, in terms of Marc Bernal, right? That player that we're missing. It's kind of a missing piece. Can you imagine having Marc Bernal playing the best that he can play and do all that dirty work, and have Pedri run the midfield and have Dani Olmo in his best days? I mean, we're talking about the perfect piece to the puzzle here, because we need somebody who can actually play and has a lot of understanding of defensive assignments, and that's one of the things that Frankie de Jong is lacking. So if we can, I know what people are saying when it comes to Bernal, right? We want Bernal to do the Busquets type of role. We want Pedri to do the Xavi thing, and we want Dani Olmo to do the Iniesta, right? That's what makes a perfect midfield, and hopefully, yes, it's got the makings of it. We just have to see it next season. It's going to be tough, though, I think.
We'll see with Bernal. I think overall, I think it's a bit premature. 1 year off the ACL, I think maybe next season, this is a more serious conversation. Next season. Yeah. But I think right now, I don't even want to put pressure. I want Bernal to be our fourth choice midfielder. He's going to play minutes, but I don't want to put any pressure on him. But guys, guys, this might wrap it up. Big up to my guy, Barca Volume, right? I'm going to put his name in the title. Guys, y'all already know, bro. Listen, every Tuesday, we come out here and speak about Barca news. Big up my guy, Jerry. First time I seen you in the chat. Hey, if you love the channel, guys, also subscribe if you're new, guys. If you love the Barcelona content, and there's going to be a lot. I'm trying to do more collab. I'm trying to do more nice, good stuff. You just got to smash the likes and subscribe. It's free at the end of the day. Cost no charge. I don't ask nobody to, super chat. I'm not, begging for donations. But if you guys can subscribe and smash the likes, it really goes a long way. And we're closing in on a milestone on 1,200 subs. But yo, what do you got to say? What's up on your channel? What are you going to say as you
close out? Actually, I was talking to my guy RSM, and I've been dying to speak with him because I did have him on my channel a couple of times back a couple months ago, and I just been waiting for this Club World Cup to end. And we're going to have a show tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. or 9:30, something like that. I'm probably going to post it on my community tab a little bit later today. I want to talk a lot about the Chelsea game. I want to talk a lot about Ballon'Dor as well, because I want to get his thoughts. Like, for me, like, I like bringing somebody who is unbiased, right? Someone who's not a Barca fan, who can speak some sense into me, because I'm ready to give my Ballon'Dor to Lamine Yamal. But I do want to have something different, right? So I will have him on my channel, I think tomorrow, like around 9:30, something like that. The show's gonna drop live. It's gonna be a live stream basically, and then I'm probably gonna be dropping some videos throughout the week, and also on Saturday I'm gonna have Omar on my show, Culers Only Podcast, episode number 5. So all of that is going on, lots of stuff. So if you guys can go subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything that's coming up in my channel.
And guys, listen, you know what? Big up my guy, Emmanuel. Big up. I always love seeing Emmanuel in the chat. I love seeing everybody in the chat. He said, rate me as a Barca director 1 through 10. I'll buy Rashford and Grimaldo, and next summer buy Lookman. I think that would be a good window, right? Probably like an 8-7 out of 10. But listen, I think Lookman, you have to get him now because I think he's trying to leave right now. So,
dude, if you get Lookman first, then I'll rate you like a 9 out of 10.
Maybe a 9 then. You know what I'm saying? If you get Lookman right now. So, yo, guys, that's it for me. Peace out. Smash the likes subscribe to me. Subscribe to Barca Volume. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Visca Barca. Stay safe. We'll be back soon.